Okay, so I'm packing up for a trip to Winnipeg, Canada. We're going to do some polar training up there, and I wanted to show you through the gear that I'm going to bring on the trip. This would be the same kit, gear list that you would use for other polar Arctic travel, which would be, Greenland like we did last year, or the South Pole or North Pole. In this case, it's Winnipeg, Canada. It's a good training area because it is cold there and humid and huge lake. So we'll be able to go and do multiple nights crossing the lake to get ready for a trip to the North Pole. And I'll go over all the essential gear that we'll be bringing for personal gear on the trip. This won't include tents and cookware and things like that, but mainly the personal gear that you're going to want to show up with for your trip. Okay, so I have it all laid out here in my living room at my home. So we'll start with sleeping gear. I have a minus 20 degree Polar Ranger sleeping bag here, made by Thermarest. Really good bag, made for Arctic conditions. And then I have a second minus 20 degree bag to use as a blanket if it gets cold. So I'll use that second one over top. I have a bivy sack here, North Face bivy sack. When we travel during the day, we just simply pack our sleeping bag up in the bivy sack with our Thermarest, and it's a lot easier than putting into this compression sack all the time. Along with that, I got a closed cell foam pad here that'll go as the base, and then I have a Thermarest inflatable mattress. I also bring a Crazy Creek chair. This is just one of those Crazy Creek camp chairs. And when you're making water and sitting in the tent, it gives you some good back support so you can sit up and relax. It's really important at the end of the day to be able to relax as much as you can. Moving right along, I've got a number of pair of socks. I've got some liner socks here. And then I've got some vapor barrier socks that are made by Rab. They are a vapor barrier liner. Actually, you can use plastic bags if you want in these cold conditions. That's a good idea. Then I've just got a number of smart wool type socks. And in case they get wet, I have some backup. They're pretty light, pretty good to have a good set of socks with you when you go up here. I've got 2 pair of ex officio boxer briefs, and they're wicking type briefs, not like standard cotton briefs. Of course, you want a good outdoor brand, along with 2 different layers of thermals, a mid layer and a heavy layer. Then I've got insulated pants here, and then more on the bottom I've got my shell pants as well. So these insulated pants here I can wear when I get to camp and I'm in the tent and I have my thermals on, put those on and be really comfortable in the night. And then, of course, the Gore-Tex shells pants here for travel during the day. On the body, I have a couple of wicking type t-shirts. And then I like long sleeves myself, so I've got a long sleeve version of a North Face poly shirt, and then a little bit heavier thermal shirt, and then I have this other shirt that actually has a hood. I'm a big fan of hoods myself, so this guy has a hood on the top of it, which is nice. It fits tight and makes it really comfortable when it gets cold out. Continuing on the upper body, I've got a number of layers that I wear depending on the conditions of the day. I have a kind of a lighter puffy from the North Face with lighter arms on it, which is comfortable. A little bit heavier puffy. You can see they all have hoods on them. And then I have my Arctic jacket. Really important, have a good ruff. I've got a Coyote ruff here. There's a lot of different types. This one's made by Wintergreen. Bergens makes good suits. Helly Hansen makes good polar travel suits as well. Then I've got a down jacket here. This one is 800 full fill down, and then I've got a Himalayan big down parka for extra cold conditions. For my feet, I'm wearing these Baffin boots. They're a 3-pin boot you know, the 3 pins in the bottom here, so they fit into my skis. I also bring baffin down booties. These are really nice when you get to camp. That's pretty much all I bring when I'm out there. I do bring a pair of these Muck Arctic boots. And this is mainly for the days I'm around Winnipeg where it's really cold and or getting ready and preparing, so I'm not having to wear my big heavy duty boots for times when I'm not actually on the ice. As far as hand layers go, another big variety of layers. I've got liner gloves, a little bit heavier liner gloves, some fleece gloves. These aren't really on the list, but I'm going to try them out. They're these Glacier gloves. They're 100% waterproof and fleece lined. They seem really warm to me, and I think they'll be good for when you're using your hands in the snow, maybe to dig things out and things like that, to just wear in small applications to keep your gloves dry. I think they could also be a good layer underneath your shell outer layers. And I have a Black Diamond guide glove here. These have insulated liners. Important that the liners in these types of gloves are removable, so you can do a combination of different gloves into your outer gloves. And then I've got a couple pair of mittens. I've got a pair of shell mittens. These are Black Diamond shell mittens, and I can wear these gloves in here or fleece gloves in there. They actually have a liner in there now, a fleece liner. There's good wool fleece liners. Ortovox makes a good wool fleece liner for those that are mittens inside. And then I've got a big, kind of like an 8,000 meter big down mitten as well. For my face, I have a couple of buffs here, just regular buffs. And then I like to have actually a headband that I can wear around my nose and face. And then I have a variety of just different weight hats, you know, wool hats and beanie type hats, along with the neoprene mask, which is really good to have depending on the conditions. And then of course a balaclava. It's got to be quality balaclava like the North Face or something like that, and that will help you out a lot. Okay, I've got a couple pair of goggles. I've got a regular pair of Smith goggles that are just like regular ski goggles, good brand of ski goggle. Got a little cloth for cleaning goggles. And then I have this other set of Smith goggles, and you can see I've sewed on this piece that goes over my face and nose. And I'd say that 90% of the time this is the one that you're wearing. You can pull this flap up if you need to eat or sometimes talk, but it really, you'll see in photos and video, wearing these types of masks that really breathe well and you don't have your mouth covered up, but really protect you from the cold. I bring one pair of sunglasses, just a Glacier glasses. These are jewel bows in a case, a couple of headlamps for along the way, and then ball cap because I wear a ball cap a lot. Then moving right along, I have a repair kit. We can go over what's all in the repair kit, but it's got a lot of things like floss and heavy duty needles for sewing, duct tape, pliers and knives and things like that that I could use in the event we have to repair something. This is my food kit. So I've got a spoon, a couple spoons in here, a Stanley food jar, and then this is what we would make the freeze-dried food in. This is an insulated cup made by GSI, and this is my insulated coffee cup. It conveniently fits together like that. I've got an insulated 1.5 liter water bottle. You could do 2 1-liter bottles. I like to bring a 1.5 liter Nalgene bottle in an insulated pouch, and then also just a little bit less than 1 liter insulated flask. So otherwise, I have a couple miscellaneous things. You have your essential pee bottle, so you don't have to get up in the night and go to the bathroom outside. You can go in the tent and then just deal with it in the morning. This is a TP kit. You could use a plastic bag. It's basically got hand sanitizer in it, along with toilet paper and some handy wipes. I've got a all essential first aid kit with blister patches and things like that. And then as far as some other things that I bring, of course, I bring my own harness. We provide harnesses for people. That's for towing the sled. A pair of skis. These are a Nordic ski. I buy them from Neptune Mountaineering in Colorado. This has a Rotafella binding on it. They also make the volet bindings. The important thing is it's got the 3 pins that are going to match with my Baffin boots. Then I bring a set of regular ski poles that are adjustable. Important to have them adjustable depending on, you know, the height you're going to want them, depending on what you're doing. I do bring powder baskets on mine in case we encounter soft snow. They'll also work in the hard snow. And then a ski bag. This is just a Nordic ski bag, so it's super light, packs up easy, and it's long enough to hold my skis. Nordic skis are typically longer than alpine skis, so you want to make sure that you have a Nordic ski bag for that. Then I always use these different lightweight dry bags to pack all the gear in, and I use different colors because different colors help me keep things organized, because I know what's in different bags. It's all going to go in a couple of large, extra large North Face poly duffel bags, and then a couple other things that I bring that really depend on what you're up to. I shoot a lot of my video with my phone. It's easy and it works well, especially for the YouTube videos. I always bring a drone if I can fly it. Today I'm bringing the DJI Mavic Air. I've got the Mavic Pro. I've also got a Phantom 4. This little guy's light. I bring a few extra batteries for it, and GoalZero solar panel here, 24 watt. I've got a couple different batteries for charging, miscellaneous cords, making sure that I have all the cords I need, and I try to streamline it as much as I can so I don't have a lot of extra cords. I'm gonna bring my GoPro Session. I like the Session, it's light, it works well. I don't shoot a whole lot of GoPro video, but that's fine for when I do. I bring this Manfrotto little tripod as well. It works really well, it holds the phone really well. And then this little guy is really important. I have the Garmin InReach Explorer, and I can connect to the app. I've got the subscription. I can send out text messages. I can send out locations. People can check my location along the way. So that's all the gear that we're going to need for a polar Arctic type movement. So that'll be for any kind of expedition that's going to the North or South Pole, or to cross Greenland, Baffin Island, things like that. And I'm going to pack it up and head to the airport soon. Okay, all packed up, ready to go. We will link the details to this gear list below in this video. It's really important to have all of the detailed gear for any kind of polar trip.